rolling.
Looks like you're peeing.
Yeah, it looks more like you're peeing.
You're putting out the fire, man. You're putting out the fire. I can't get my hands warm. We're supposed to be warm.
Oh.
We're on. Blake, we're on. I think
Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
we need one more light.
Okay, well, we were going to do a fireside chat, but he put the fire out, so, okay, let's just, yeah. All right, you've ruined the interview already. I'll tell you what, how about, we get warmed up here. Where's your drink, buddy?
Right here.
Here we go. Okay, there we go. My friend Blake Shelton, you may know him. You may have heard of him. I'm Shelby Mitchell from 95 KSJ. Super excited. Thank you so much for being a part of BayFest. Cheers. And we're getting ready to go on. Are you nervous at all? You don't seem nervous.
Man, I'm so scared right now. I mean, I seriously had just crapped my pants 5 minutes ago, so we'll have to go.
Toilet paper!
I'll
Paper!
have to go change up,
Okay.
clean up a little bit.
We'll get that in just a second.
Terrified.
So, all right. So, Blake, back in the long hair days, and I remember you because I played country music for a long time. I always thought that you were kind of like underrated. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Okay.
I could be overrated too. It just depends on where you're going with this.
Well, I was going to ask you. I mean, we always thought you were hot. We were playing your songs, but what do you think was like the tipping point? I mean, what did it for you? Was it the voice? Was it the show, the voice, or was it your voice? Or
It clearly wasn't my voice because they've had a lot of time to make that decision over the years.
What do you think did it, though? Put you from here to here?
I don't know, man. I mean, we've all tried to figure it out over the last couple of years what happened, you know, along the way that made everything different. But
Was when you cut your hair?
no, I don't think so. I cut my hair a pretty good while back. Just nobody cared enough to notice then. I don't know. You know, it seems like things started changing when Trace and I got together and did Hillbilly Bone. Even though we were having some, you know, starting to have some momentum before that a little bit with Home and some other songs. But when Trace and I got together and did that, it seemed like stuff really started happening quickly then, you know, for me and at a bigger level, you know, from
awesome.
The Grand Ole Opry thing to finally got some performances on award shows and then all of a sudden this thing started snowballing so fast it's kind of a blur now, you know.
Well, that's my next question. I was going to ask. I mean, how do you handle the success? And then your little old wife. We all know her, obviously. Is this how you handle the success? But you know, it has to be kind of overwhelming. I mean, you're just a country guy. I mean, I know. I mean, you're just a country guy, but yet you're a superstar.
Well, I don't know about that.
You are.
I don't think that you can really think about it, you know. You just kind of go along with it. I've been doing this long enough, you know, talking about how long we've known each other. I've been doing this long enough to have seen, you know, a lot of things happen in this business, and I know how rare it is to get to the point where I'm at right now. And honestly, had thought that opportunity had passed me by years ago, you know. And so I'm glad it happened how it did because, you know, I can enjoy this and know, you know, the odds are nobody gets to this point, you know, for whatever reason, whatever things we'll never figure out why I'm here now is, who cares, man? I love it. I'm having fun with it, and that's the best part about it. Is just, you know, enjoying it and not taking it too seriously, because I think the second you do is the second it goes away.
There you go. There you go. Well, I love your backdrop here. You got a couple.
Man, thank you.
Couple of pretty big, you know.
Well, I can't tell if that's either a really huge whitetail and it's as big as an elk, or if that elk is just really
scrawny and it's about the same size as a whitetail.
So, did you get a gator recently?
I did. Went down to, actually I got mine last year over in Lake City, Florida. And went back though this year and took my stepdad and stepbrother and some friends, and even my tour manager went down there, and we all went together, and they were shooting this year. So.
Well, I heard Chuck, was it Chuck Wicks or Luke? It was Chuck Wicks that got another gator. Whose gator was bigger?
I haven't seen his yet, but I know where he went, and I mean, does it really, once you get like 10 foot,
it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
It's big enough that you want to stay away from it, you know, unless you're armed.
What about Miranda? Does she shoot gator too?
Yeah, she got one last year. Yeah, with her bow. She shot hers with her bow. So.
She's like, oh man.
She'll try anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, since you've been married, what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you?
Since I've been married?
Since you've been married.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna narrow it down just a little bit.
Well, you know what? When you're married, you don't get embarrassed anymore because you just don't give a crap. You know what I mean? You're not trying to impress or anything.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, it's like I don't. Honestly, since we got married, this has been probably the busiest year that I know I've ever had, and probably for her too. And so we haven't seen each other as much this year as we have in the years past.
Okay.
You know.
So okay, let's go before then. What's your most embarrassing moment before you got married?
Oh God,
you got plenty to pick from.
There's a million. You know, the thing with me and Miranda is just neither one of us really have, you know, that thing about us where we care. You know, if the other one is laughing at us or not. But I'm sure there's been things over the year I can't think of any of them. You know, because it's just
a lot.
Well, no, it's just that we're constantly making an ass of ourselves around each other, you know, and so
yes,
the most embarrassing thing is probably something that
it's been on Twitter. I'm sure you've tweeted.
I'm sure it's
and if you're watching this right now, you probably follow Blake, and I mean you have always been hilarious with your tweets, and I'm glad that you are still yourself. Have you had any pressure to just kind of let's cool it down now that you are kind of
Many times, you know,
really?
and what ends up happening...
From your management or from your wife? Or
both. It's both, and it's funny because it'll start to heat up, and I'll get, a little more brave with each day that goes by, and then I'll say something, and finally, things will erupt, and it's like,
you get cussed out?
The press are after me, and there's, that happened to me this year, and it's like, all right, I'm not doing it anymore. Y'all were right. And then slowly but surely I'll get my nerve back up again and stop. So I'm sure I've got a bad situation, on the horizon.
You said something recently in Twitter, I think it was this week or last week, and it was something that everybody was going crazy about. And people were saying, is there a baby in the future? What was it?
Man, you know what? All it amounted to was, this is just me being a jerk, but I had talked to Miranda on the phone, and she had said that, a song that she and I had written together had made her album, and they were considering it possibly for the next single, and that was just big news to me.
Huge.
That's because it's a separate side of what I do as a writer, and so I tweeted about it, and next thing you know, everybody came back saying, "Oh my God, it's a baby!" And so of course, then I just start, edging people on, and
egging them on,
poking at the fire and keeping it going. So it's I'm a jerk. I know all guys are assholes. Okay, y'all know that.
So when's the baby coming?
I don't know.
Don't let me put you on the spot. Sorry,
I think, you know what? You would actually have to touch once in a while. I think.
See each other.
For that to happen. I guess I could.
I understand. I got you.
FedEx. Stuff to her. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay. So I don't know if you can address this, but I'm going to ask you, what did you think recently about the whole Hank Jr. and the Monday Night Football issue, or can you say?
Well, I heard what he said, but man, it's Hank. I mean, he has always done and said things like that, and it's just we're at a day and time where we're with social media, like we're talking about, when something is said, it just becomes this blanket of fire, and it'll go. I mean, he's still Hank, and whether you agree with what he said or not, I mean, it's Hank.
He was being Hank.
It's Hank.
It's like, why are you asking Hank politics?
You know what you're doing when you ask him that. It's like, I wonder what happens if I poke this bear in the eyeball. I'm just going to keep doing it and see what happens, But it's Hank, man. I mean, you can't stay mad at him too long.
You got that right. Okay, coming up, we've got the holiday season. Are you guys doing anything special? Do y'all travel, or do you just do the lowdown, the family?
Yeah, we really don't even make plans. Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday, anyway. And
do you shoot your own turkey?
No, but it's deer season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And so that's always been my favorite time because I'm hanging out with the family and we go hunting together and stuff. And then with Christmas, we really never have a plan until like the week before, and then we start trying to figure out, oh crap, we got to stack this one and then this one and line it all up. I'll call it the Christmas tour every year. Because it's like, well, you got to go to Dad's, and then you got to go to Mom's. Because if you go to Dad's first, Mom's going to be mad. And then we got to get down to Texas and go see them. And
crazy.
Well, very good. Well, I appreciate your time. I really do. And all of our listeners to KSJ Country on the Gulf Coast and everybody who's watching this week, we appreciate your time very much.
Thank you.
And we're just proud of you. You've done great. And we just want to shake hands. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you more than chicken.
Wow, that's